I'm actually named after Julian Cannonball Adderley. That's Miles Davis's saxophone player, which is a lot of pressure to put on a tiny white baby.
All right, so you've seen him on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Conan, Comedy Central's This Is Not Happening, and True TV's Comedy Knockout. But this weekend, you can see him right here at Dr. Grins at the B.O.B. Hilarious comedian. We have Julian McCullough, and we also have joining with us, too, the featured act as well, Joe Kilgallen.
Good to see you.
He joins us as well.
Everybody?
Guys, I'm a huge stand-up fan, so I am so excited just being in Grand Rapids and having a stand-up show where you can meet comics like you guys right after. I mean, I went to the show last night, got to meet you guys after.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
We're really great.
Yeah.
We're really a lot of fun. So you're right. You were very lucky.
For you.
You were very lucky. You were one of the better audience members, actually. And
Yeah.
it's a sad thing when you can tell which ones were good. But it was fun. It was a good show last night, I thought. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as far as, you just had a special that came out.
Yeah.
And Joe, you have a podcast as well. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys are doing besides going around and touring all the time.
The special's more special, so let's go for that.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously a cop in Boston. I don't know if you can tell from his head, but
We're looking captivating.
I feel like you're in Mystic River, right?
I was definitely, I was the guy that
You were
said,
every guy.
we got to get the posse together and beat up this guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that's always like, you said what to my friend?
Yeah.
And then stuff goes down.
Yeah. What's new with me is I have glasses. I just got glasses. I'm old now, and so this is like literally 3 days ago, and I can't stand it. It's terrible. How do you people do it? Look at that. That's what I have to look like now, and it makes you nauseous.
Stylish. I think they're stylish.
Do you have glasses?
No, I don't.
You don't. They make you nauseous when you're getting used to it because the prescription's all weird. So it's weird that like I can see the world clearly now, and it makes me sick. It's like a weird. It's a weird thing.
As we were saying, you see the world clearly now. There's kind of been some changes, kind of switching gears a little bit with comedy, where you have, a lot of comedians are bringing up politics and stuff. You touched on it a little bit last night, not too much. How do you guys feel as far as where comedy's going with politics, and what's kind of your style?
Hot potato. Go ahead, Joe. You take that pot.
Yeah, great. That way you can make fun of my wrong. I think I'm okay with. There were so many comedians who were political before the last election cycle, and I think they still do it well in a lot of ways. But with Twitter and everything, I feel like there are just so many average comedians who think they have to give their take on whatever the hot button issue is. And usually, if you're on social media by noon that day, you've heard all the takes. So I do kind of think political comedy's kind of gotten a little boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because of all the news shows, everything going on, you know it. Nothing's new, nothing's original about it. Some people do it really well. And others not so much. So yeah, that's just my take on it.
I realized that it's not, because when the election happened, it felt weird to not talk about it because it felt like you were dodging it, or like you didn't have the guts to do it. And since that time, I think the fatigue has set in where it's not even worth bringing it up anymore. Like it doesn't make you like a tough guy comedian to go up there and say what you really think about what's going on with with all the conflict, because as soon as you bring it up, you've lost almost the entire room because nobody wants to talk about it anymore. Nobody wants to hear about it. It's really tough. And I'm sure there's some people doing some great material about it, but it's not even worth it. I used to bring it up to be like kind of a jerk, like on purpose, and I'm like, it's not even worth it. You dig a hole for yourself that you got to get out of for the rest of the show. It's tough.
Now, we actually have a couple of places in Grand Rapids where we have open mic nights, and a lot of young comics. One of the things that I'm so happy with is Netflix doing a lot of these stand-up specials, because it's really bringing stand-up back, at least from what I can see. But we do have a lot of young aspiring comics here. What would kind of be your advice? Because you even talked about how you were younger growing up in Philly, how they crushed your dreams when you were little. But I mean, for the comics here, I guess kind of what advice would you guys have for them?
I'll let you go first.
I would say immediately, if you can, like right away, get a Netflix special. Like just
that helps.
In the first 6 months, just if you can get more than one, that would be great. No, I don't know. It's. I always say the same advice to young comics, which is only ever do what you think is funny. Don't do what you think the crowd's going to laugh at, because then you're going to start sounding like everybody else. Just do what you think is funny, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, go sell insurance. I mean, that's basically
No, that's
right?
great. And to add to that, I tell people just enjoy it. Because if you're having fun doing it, you're not going to care about where you are in your career. Or
Wait, you have fun doing this?
I do. Just recently, though, I did it for a while, and then I
Yeah.
came back to the conclusion that, hey, wait a minute, I'm telling jokes at a bar. That's kind of fun.
But I don't know. The first 5 years I did stand-up were miserable. I mean, it's like, it's
Yeah.
so hard, and there's so much rejection, like, everywhere, that it's like, I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh, because I have no other skills. Like, that was the only, I didn't have a
No, me
backup.
too. Yeah, I have nothing
Yeah.
else.
And that's it.
But it wasn't fun for like 5 years. That's
Yeah.
how hard it is. And you know how, like, have you been to a comedy show where it's not going well? It's like the worst feeling in the world for the crowd, and then multiply that by 20, and that's how it feels. You know, for the comics. So it's not fun for a while. But once you're good, it's great.
Right, I was gonna say the show was
Yeah.
awesome last night. For me, I used to go to Zany's a lot in Chicago, Second City.
That's a great room.
And for $5, you know, go in and get a bunch of laughs. You know,
Yeah.
you guys were awesome last night.
Is it hard starting out as a news anchor? Do you like bomb for a while?
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while, you know, you can read the wrong word in the prompter,
Yeah.
or, you know, mispronounce something, but
Have you ever been in one of those fails clips that they have of like news anchors that messed up, or like
I have an
you
awesome
forgot to
clip.
wear a shirt or something? You ever?
I do
no?
have an awesome clip. Actually, I talked about it with the guys from Free Beer and Hot Wings, where I'm MJ, or a multimedia journalist, where we set up the camera on our own. I'm in 3 feet of snow. I'm getting ready to do my stand-up, or like where I'm going to talk to the camera. Truck drives by, a giant wad of snow, and you just see my face look at the camera, just like, oh my gosh, and I just start laughing
That's
because it's
hilarious.
like, what else can you
got
do?
Covered in snow. That's
It's
awesome.
totally covered in snow, and it's like the most miserable shot where it's just you see 5 feet of snow, and it just all comes on the back of my head.
Is
Yeah.
that on YouTube?
It's YouTube or
that out
Facebook.
right
Yeah,
now.
I can pull it up for you guys after. But no, yeah. So as far as the show though, anything you guys are looking forward to as far as Grand Rapids? Keep it local.
I love the room because the crowds here are awesome. It's a very like you know, it's a good mix of people. You know, there's you have a lot of blue collar people, which are my favorite audiences because you know they like have a hard day all day and they don't get like offended by words, and they, you know, they have life experience that they can relate to. Like you know, I did a show in Aspen recently, and it was just like a bunch of rich people that are like, yeah, I guess we've heard of problems, but I don't, you know. It was, but so I love Grand Rapids. It's a great town for comedy.
Yeah, and this is your first time here in Grand Rapids.
I was actually here during the festival back in March.
Oh, cool. Okay.
For Gilda's Laugh Fest. Part
Is
of
it
the
still a
Best of
contest?
Midwest. For the Best of Midwest, it is.
Did
but
you
the rest
win?
of it, no, I did not.
Oh,
Always next year,
I got
right?
robbed, if you ask me. No, if I'm being honest,
I got robbed.
you get 2 sets. My first set was the second set I thought I crushed it pretty good. Just being honest, everyone.
Yeah.
But what I'm loving is where I'm staying is right across the river, and there's a river walk where just not for cars but people to walk by.
Yeah.
So on my way to the club yesterday, there was maybe 50 women on each side of that bridge doing that new core power yoga thing. And so I had to do this like and they're all in workout clothes,
Yeah.
and I'm dressed
And you're like,
yeah, because I didn't want to. Of course, out of my periph, I'm thinking, oh, she looks nice.
Yeah.
You know, this ring comes right off. But that's also,
Lord.
I'm thinking, if I trip and fall right now, this would be the worst thing, because it's
yeah.
this long, slow death march.
Right.
It's like a fantasy that like 13-year-olds have, like beautiful women on both sides of a long bridge, and they're all working out for me. They weren't working out for me. They're working out for themselves, and they were probably thinking, let's move it along, Bobby Flay. Let's
Yeah.
get a little faster.
Yeah, Grand Rapids, we're all about healthy living here.
No,
so.
yeah, why not?
Is that the river that you are called Grand Rapids for? Because it wasn't doing that much, and I was wondering if that's.
I was gonna say I just moved here like a month ago,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm like the last person you want to ask.
Oh, okay.
But I do
Right.
know that it's not very deep.
It's not very deep.
Yeah,
no.
because I saw guys fishing in it yesterday. But anything else that you guys want to say as far as to the audience, the fans?
Oh
anything?
yeah, well, come out to the show, and if you mention this interview, I will hug you for way too long.
Oh,
So.
look at that.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Get in here.
I'll give a firm handshake. Maybe a pound will blow it up. We could do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I did want to mention my podcast very quickly.
Yes.
Which I know everyone has these days. It's
Uh-huh.
called Kilgallen's Pub. And what I do is I have drinks with other comedians, and we just recreate the bar conversation.
Oh, fun.
So there have been episodes where I made one guest cry. There's one where there's been yelling. So it's kind of like a night out at the bar.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're 90% fun and silly, and we talk about random stuff from
Yeah.
sports to movies to just insane things that go on in comedians' brains. So it's definitely cool. It's on everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thanks so much for stopping
get
by.
Julian
I know
now.
it's early for you guys. You guys had a late night last night, but so excited to have you guys here.
Thank
you
you.
so much. Again, they're going to be tonight and tomorrow night. 2 shows at the BOB, so you're going to want to go check them out. We'll be right back.